Hey everyone, I go by V Lauren on social media, but you can call me Victoria, and welcome to another installation of A Month of Sundays.
Welcome back.
Which is my quarterly series showing you behind the scenes of what I do as a photographer, as well as providing you an explanation as to why I've been absent from this channel. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. As I said before, I am a photographer. I always say that I'm pursuing photography in 4 ways. 1, as a business owner, 2, as a staff photographer, 3, as a freelancer, and 4, as a hobbyist. And the thing is, I'm not even a full-time photographer, so when you factor in non-photographic work and other responsibilities and even my personal side quest, well, sometimes I tend to be MIA from this channel. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad that you're watching. So let me narrate and catch you up as to the things that I've been up to over these past month of Sundays. So work doesn't start on a Monday for me, as is common for a lot of people. It actually starts on a Sunday, as if you watched my Witness to Glory series on this channel, which is dedicated to church photography, then you would know that I am also a church photographer. So in between Sunday and midweek services, and sometimes even other church-related events sprinkled throughout the week, I also photograph non-church related events, and I do portraiture. So sometimes I can end up with 3 to 4 gigs in a week, which just doesn't simply include taking photos, but it's also the pre-shoot and the post-shoot that goes along with each booking. So work doesn't start for me on a Monday. It actually starts Sunday. So meaning the preparation has to begin Saturday night. So every night I have to make sure that my lenses are packed, that my batteries are charged, that my SD cards are clear enough. I say clear enough because it's fine if it has like old sessions on there, but clear enough so that I can actually photograph the church service. That's what I have to do every Saturday night to prepare to photograph Sunday services. So for church services, I typically shoot with an 85 f1.8. And the reason why I started to use my 85 is because of my 70-200. Okay, so I spent my day going to different places that say they do camera repairs and trying to see if I can get my 70-200 fixed. Pretty much put the final nail in the coffin for my 70-200. Yeah, but like they don't even sell the parts to fix it, so I can't fix it at all. So this is where we're at. It doesn't make any sense to replace it or put any money towards getting parts for it, and it's like you really can't get parts for it, or at least the places that I went to pretty much told me, yeah, it's good as done. That's where I am. But I've been getting by with using my 85 as my telephoto lens for church photography. So when it comes to photographing church-related events, especially a Sunday service, I always shoot, edit, deliver the gallery on the same day. And I rarely, if ever, edit photographs while I'm at church. I know this is something that is common for other church photographers, but for me, I don't really do that. The only times where I actually bring my laptop to church to edit is when I know my bookings are back to back. And actually not long ago, that was something that I had to do because I had to do a church service and then do another shoot right after the service because I had the opportunity to shoot behind the scenes for a short film.
Page. So when he leaves.
So I photographed the table reads for the film, and later I shot 2 days on location getting as much coverage as possible. My focus for the images was to show the makings of the short film, interactions between cast and crew, set design, and smaller details. And this shooting style is right up my alley as someone who describes themselves as a documentary photographer. I love doing behind the scenes work from a production standpoint. It gives me an idea of what it takes to produce a short film, which is a goal of mine. If you don't know, I got my Bachelor's of Arts in Communication with a concentration in media and film. And during undergrad, I took script writing and film editing classes, and this was my first time getting a glimpse of this process from beginning to end, and it made me realize that my own projects are even doable. It's really about finding the right people and utilizing the resources at your disposal. What I'm building on this channel is going to enable me and give me the skills and refinement that I need to pursue some of my own film projects. But having the opportunity to shoot behind the scenes for this short film specifically really showed me what was possible, and all I really need to do is just go for it. So, usually I don't bother with charging my gear or equipment, especially like on a Sunday night, because I know I won't necessarily have to use it until getting around like Tuesday to Wednesday, because that's usually when I am scheduled to photograph a midweek service. But I have to charge my batteries tonight because tomorrow I have to photograph a concert series. If you watched my last installation on this series, you saw my post-production process for the first concert I shot, and then I booked a second show, and now this will be my third show. The last show that I did, the editing was less extensive because the lighting was different, so this time around I'm praying for the same type of favor. I got to the venue like 2 hours or so before the show started and 1 hour before the doors opened. For this show, I used the 24-105 and 50mm. I like the 24-105 because of the focal length. My only downside is that the aperture is f4. I don't use the 50 a lot, but I do like the fact that when I'm getting mid to close-up photos of the singers on stage, it does give me room to crop and post. For this particular set, it's a quick turnaround for social media, and then the full gallery will be delivered within a week. So I am going to be heading out right now because I want to do some location scouting. I had booked this half birthday shoot, so I want to go out and look at 3 different parks to recommend as potential locations for the shoot for the client. I'm a visual person, so I often ask clients what they visualize or see for their shoot, and having a Pinterest board definitely helps. I'm familiar with each of these parks, and the portrait shoot is less than a couple of weeks away, but spring literally just arrived. So I have to see the current condition of the parks and how the lighting is going to look. Although the client shared a board with me of putting up a backdrop in the park, I think it's important that the location still looks nice. But actually, prior to this half birthday shoot, I did book a in-studio social media / personal brand shoot that I had to buy a tether for. So I'm intending on using this tether for my social media brand shoot. I've never actually used a tether for a studio shoot before, so this is something new that I'm experimenting with and trying out. I never really needed one. I've been trying to tether my R6 Mark II and R8 to Lightroom Classic, and it's just not working. So I've searched YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and all of the responses have been similar to my experience. I browsed through this thread in the Canon USA community. These are pretty much the steps in the instructions. In EOS Utility 3 remote shooting option, go to the preferences, linked software, register, browse, find Lightroom Classic application, open, check mark all image file type across the button, click OK, link software to Adobe Lightroom Classic and drop down, click OK, reopen Lightroom Classic. Thanks to this kind Canon user, it actually did work. I guess I'm gonna have to use that for the shoot, and but I was able to import the images, so I guess I'm just gonna have to go with that for now because I don't have any other options at this point. So a little debrief on this in studio social media / personal brand shoot. Now, my biggest regret is that I didn't get behind the scenes content. Like, when I tell you that wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind, I actually utilized this studio before. And the thing is also, especially when I'm working with like a new client, yeah, like that's not something that is a forethought. Like, that's not one of the first things that I think about is getting footage. Like, it's easy when I'm like photographing my friend or like doing personal projects, then you can see like my process and stuff like that. But like in this instance, nah. I will say that the tether, it did work well for this shoot. Now, it's not something that I plan on using regularly. I think it does like add like a more professional feel and look, but shooting tether it works really well. I think if you're doing product photography or things of that nature, not like necessarily for like lifestyle shoots, unless your subject is going to be stationary for the most part, and you have your camera on a tripod and you have your laptop set up. But like the way that I typically shoot, which is usually like lifestyle portraiture, it's a lot of movement happening between me and the client, and I just don't want to have like this cord dragging with my camera attached and it attached to my laptop. I think it's best used for product photography, but you can use it in portraiture. So I primarily use this for like the white backdrop photos, and then I shot off tether for like the more casual lifestyle shots. So after this brand shoot, I was still preparing for the half birthday shoot. I ordered one white backdrop for this portrait shoot that I'm going to be doing. So I got like free overnight delivery. And the thing is, like, I was like, I just need one. So click, let me just buy it. But then I went to the reviews and I saw like, oh, frequently returned items. So I was like, let me just get a second one just in case. They're about like the same price range. I think one was like 20, the other one was like 22. So we're going to see the quality of these. I'm going to set it up on my backdrop stand to see the length of it. They're both 8x10. My backdrop stand is 8x10, but I don't know if I'm going to raise it up that high for the portrait shoot. Okay. We're not sponsored, by the way, so this is one. I'm probably gonna make one of these. I'm probably gonna designate one to be an indoor one to be an outdoor one. So I think maybe the thicker one, I'll probably make the outdoor one. Okay. All right, so now if I had a stool, this would be perfect, but I wouldn't obviously film a video like this though. So this particular gallery had a quick turnaround. So I spent the whole weekend editing. And on top of that, that Sunday, I still had to photograph a Sunday service. Tuesday, shoot, edit, deliver a second church gallery. And I did this because on Tuesday night, I had to leave to the airport to catch a flight. So if you can imagine, this is only a snapshot, pun intended, of how busy things have been for me these past few months. And I'm excited to share some of the projects that I've been working on, even the reason why that I had to travel, and sharing some of that footage and those photos with you and telling that story. I'm grateful for each and every one of you, those who have come and subscribed. Even though I've been inactive on the channel, I really do appreciate each and every single one of you, and you are all caught up.